Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope that technology is our friend today. I've got Emily Kinney on the other end, and this is going to be Studio 2 live from home. Are you ready to play a song?
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right. I'll leave it up to you. It's
All
your
right.
choice.
Okay. I'm gonna play a song off my new album. It's called Genetic Makeup. My mother memorizes the dates of those who have died. She visualizes the numbers, buries them deep inside, somewhere close to her heart. And when it's been a few years, she digs up all the memories, waters them with her tears. I think I got the same genetics. It's why I can't sleep at night. It's why I'm sensitive to sunburns. And I forgive but can't forget a fight, empathetic to my detriment. I'm so aware of every space I take up. I fall in love and it's forever. It's just my genetic makeup. My sister called me crying, a low blow left her reeling, and I imagine her in her bed, screaming at the ceiling. She says she's packed to go, but I know she'll never leave. 'Cause when it comes to giving her whole heart, my sister's just like me. Yeah, we got the same genetics. It's why I can't sleep at night. It's why I'm sensitive to sunburns. And I forgive but can't forget a fight, empathetic to my detriment. I'm so aware of every space I take up. I fall in love and it's forever. It's just my genetic makeup. Oh, oh, I'm just along for the ride. Oh, oh, I'm just along for the ride. Oh, oh, I'm just along for the ride of the rhythm and for whom my heart beats inside. Oh, oh, I'm just along for the ride. Yeah, we got the same genetics. It's why I can't sleep at night. It's why I'm sensitive to sunburns. And I forgive but can't forget a fight, empathetic to my detriment. I'm so aware of every space I take up. I fall in love and it's forever. It's just my genetic makeup. Cool.
And the crowd goes wild. The album is The Supporting Character, brand new from Emily Kinney. One of my favorite songs on the record you happen to play called Genetic Makeup. Uh, when I'm looking at a brand new release and I'm thinking about what I want to listen to first, I always scan the song titles, and that was the one I went to first.
Really? Awesome.
I, uh, how do you come up with these clever rhyme schemes that you've got? Have you got just like the world's biggest vocabulary, or?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something like ever since I was a little kid, I loved like writing little poems and like little rhyming things. And so it's definitely a thing that I do, you know?
Oh, okay. That's
So
just
I
it's
like,
part of your genetic makeup.
yeah, I definitely enjoy putting together words that seem like I've always felt like, oh, somehow when they go together and it feels sort of like, oh, that's the exact right thing I wanted to say. And then rhythmically, they sound good together and like it feels a little bit magical to me. It's like putting together a puzzle.
Yeah, there was another song. I think it's the first song on the record, Omaha Hotel, which might possibly be autobiographical. I don't know. We can get to that later, but I just wanted to applaud using a rhyme that involved the word circumstances. I mean,
Oh,
you're blowing my mind.
oh, thank you.
Nice work. We've been playing that song 15 minutes quite a bit. I guess that was, is that like the first single, or is that what you decided was going to be
Yeah,
your best foot forward from the new album?
I mean, I don't know if yeah, I guess so. I like all the songs on the record, honestly. Like different times, different ones have been my favorite. But I think that one sort of summed up something about the album for me. And just like basically reflecting on my life, reflecting on relationships through the scope of being an actor, through the lens of being an actor, and how much that's affected my, how I experience things like that,
Well, you're very multi-talented. Your resume is pretty incredible for as many as few years as you've been on the planet. You've got Broadway under your belt. You've got a TV show under your belt. You've got several EPs and LPs that have come out. Is was there one that you really wanted to do first, or is there anything still yet that you haven't, stepped out to do? What's on your wish list for the future?
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so much more I feel like I want to do. Like yeah, I guess music was kind of how I got into performing and like telling stories and just being like a creative person. Like I think when I was a little kid, my parents had a bunch of records and I would learn the songs, and then I started being in talent shows and singing songs I learned, and so
You
music was
taught them to yourself as you were listening to them, or did you have
yeah.
like a teacher? Or
No, I didn't have a teacher, but I would listen to the Carpenters records. So I guess Karen Carpenter was my voice teacher. Um, so
you could
yeah,
probably do worse.
yeah. So
Did you ever go through a phase where you, like, set up in coffee houses in the neighborhood and played for people, or in the backyard at family reunions? Or
yeah, I mean, I think like just playing songs for or singing for people was a thing that I did like as a little kid, like I remember mom being like, Emily's gonna sing a song she learned, so it was like if it was a family get together or, um, yeah, like I said, if there was like the county fair and they had the talent show, I'd sign up and sing a Mariah Carey song or something, something or whatever, like I would,
geez, you've got that much range.
I
Right?
mean, I
Doesn't
don't know.
she have like 8 octaves or something?
Yeah, I don't think I was singing 8 octaves at like 8 years old, but I think I I really enjoyed like I really liked female pop singers. I think I gravitated towards a lot. But then yeah, as I got older, I kind of started to realize what I loved about music was like a storytelling part of it and like conveying emotions, and so then that branched out to other mediums besides music like theater and acting and writing poems and
Did you have any brothers or sisters that followed those paths as well, or were your parents, into music or anything, or was this just something that you did?
yeah, my parents are big music fans. So we went to see live music a lot. Like when I was little, we would see like Beach Boys, Chicago, James Taylor. Like my dad loves music and so does my mom. And but my sisters, no, like I mean they love music, but they weren't like they are really creative people, but they didn't follow that as far as for like career paths. Like my little sister is the lawyer, my older sister works on radar systems for the government. Like so
Oh,
very different. Went to the Air Force Academy. Like very different sort of paths than me. However, they are very creative people. Like both of them. Like my sister's an amazing drawer, painter, or not really painter, but she used to draw these like crazy sketches and
okay.
yeah, my little sister's a really good writer.
So
So.
nobody necessarily like pushed you into it. It was something that you discovered on your own,
Oh
something
no,
that you were
yeah,
good at, something that you wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was like as soon as I learned that that was a thing, that people were singers or that people were, actors, I was like, that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you parlay your love of music and your ability, which is considerable, in writing and making music, performing music into Broadway and TV and all that?
Yeah. I mean, it was a journey, like I moved from Nebraska to New York City, and I would go to, I knew about like Backstage, and it was a newspaper. Now it's online, but it used to be a newspaper that came out every Thursday. And there would be auditions that I could go to. So even though I didn't really have an agent, and like I said, no one in my family's in the business, none of that, I would find auditions and I would circle them and I just show up at auditions. And then eventually, casting directors started to get to know me, call me in for things, and then that eventually leads to getting something or then getting an agent, so like yeah, I just moved there.
How
And
old were you at that point?
I was 19, 20 the first time I moved, and then I did actually move back to Nebraska for a short time and then moved back to New York, like saved some money, finished my degree, my college degree, and then moved back again at 21 or whatever. um
Wow.
yeah,
Self-propelled.
I think so. I don't know. Or yeah, I just like that's just what I didn't really feel like, yeah, it just felt like the option, the place to go, if that makes sense. Like I
Well,
just,
it
yeah.
seems like it's working out. So whatever
Yeah.
you did, start taking notes. Everybody at home that's thinking, "Oh, I could do that." This is how you do it. You just go do it, I guess.
Yeah, and like the thing with creative careers is that the thing I've learned is that it's so different. Like I'll ask actors like, "How did you get into acting?" And they're like, "Oh, I was at a party and someone asked me to be in a play, and then that led to me getting an agent, and then blah blah blah." Like, or then some people were like me, like pick up Backstage every week and go to auditions, and like it's just uh or their families in the business, so they're able to like get an agent that way, or learn a lot from their grandpa or whatever, like, so there's so many options available of how to get someplace.
In almost any creative endeavor, I'm of the opinion that there's a certain amount of inborn talent that people might have, but also a big part of what makes someone successful in their field is actually just doing it
Mhm.
and getting practice and learning what works and what doesn't. It seems like there has to be a combination of the two. You can't just be working hard and you can't just be talented. You have to be both.
Yeah, I mean, I think people's idea though of what, yeah, I agree, like people's idea of like what it means to work hard. I mean, if you really love something, sometimes it doesn't feel like working so hard. You know what I mean? Like the idea of like, oh, I gotta work, work, work. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
so,
say do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right?
but there is something about if you want to do something, you're not just like like you just like you do have to show up to do it. You have to
That's
show
true.
up. You do have to get yourself to the audition. You have to learn the lines to get there. You have to, so, and that is it is a certain amount of work and commitment. And
I can't remember who said it, but somebody famously did say that showing up is half the battle. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, and then, yeah, like even if you're not ready, I guess just continuing to, I mean, still, yeah, like you still have to just do it and just try it. And then the next time's better or easier, or the next time's a whole other scenario that you navigate.
well, tell us a little bit about these new songs from the supporting character album,
Yeah.
Visual Aid. Um, some artists will do everything purely autobiographical,
Uh-huh.
and some just make up characters and put their characters through situations like they're writing a screenplay or something.
Yeah.
What's your method?
For me, music music is really about reflecting on my own life. So I would say all the songs have a very like personal connection. It doesn't mean that I don't use
Embellish.
my imagination. Yeah, but there is some in the song that is a truth about how I felt in that moment, or there's some detail that is the truth of the situation from my eyes, or um so it really, and these songs in particular are, I mean, all my music though, they are about my life.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about how the songs were developed and how they came out, but I think I'm in the mood to hear another song. Are you in the mood to play one?
Yes, so happy to play another
All
song.
right.
I'm gonna play 15 minutes. I guess you guys have been playing this a little bit.
We have actually the other DJ that was just in here when we got started. She was like, "Oh, I like that song."
Oh, that's great. That makes me so happy. Yeah, so this is a love song. I don't wanna start a band, I wanna start a family. I don't wanna follow back, I wanna follow through. I don't really know where I put those 15 minutes I found, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're around. Lit up hot on a TV screen, crying to strangers about my dreams, drinking champagne on my own, scrolling through pictures on a telephone in a hotel room. If I could get those 15 back, I'd give them to you. I don't wanna take your time, I wanna take your weekends. I don't wanna hold you back, I wanna hold your hand. I don't really know where I put those 15 minutes I found, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're around. Oh, start a watch on your magazine page, but stars, you know, they live so far away, drinking champagne on their own, scrolling through pictures on a telephone in a hotel room. If I could get those 15 back, I'd give them to you. I know you think you want it, you're sure it's worth any trade, but take it from one that's lived it. Nothing is better, nothing is better than the love we just made. Seeking stories is a noble cause, but seeking fame will leave you lost. Drinking champagne on your own, scrolling through pictures on a telephone in a hotel room. If I could get those 15 back, if I could get those 15 back, if I could get those 15 back, I'd give them to